Right, here we go with another video. This is a Man United tactics video if you don't know I'm a Man United fan, and I just want to show you how I've kind of developed a tactic in Football Manager 24. Still waiting for 26 to come out, can't wait for that. But I want to show you what I think Amorim should do to improve the tactic, hopefully create better control of the game. Sort of block those counter-attacks a bit more, hopefully get the right players attacking in the right areas. I think that's important. I think we've got too many sort of times where the two full-backs or wing-backs, are bombing on, and they're essentially defenders, and they're not really the guys who are going to create your goals, create your assists. So we'll get into it, and this is basically how I've got it lined up. And if you want the tactic, I can put it on my Patreon page if you want to try it yourself in FM24. As you can see, I'm doing alright, 5th in the league, and Sesko loves this tactic, by the way. It's 13 goals in 9 games, which is not bad at all. Excuse me. So, this is how it lines up. So we've got Sesko as the advanced forward. We've got Fernandes as the attack midfielder on support, Cunha as the inside forward on support, Bermo's the winger on support, Mazraoui is the inverted wing back on defend, Dorgu's the wing back on attack, Guy is a DM on support, 2 ball playing defenders on defend, which are Yoro and Kakonki, which is a bit of a left field one. I don't know if you haven't heard of him, he's like a 6'5" left footed player in our under 18s, I think, possibly under 21s at the moment. Bear in mind, this is back in 2023, so obviously he's about 17 now, I think. He is, I think, could be a very good option for us. Big, 6'4", quick, decent on the ball. I think it's worth giving him a go. I think he's got more potential than Aiden Heaven, and I actually quite like Aiden Heaven. I think he's bigger, obviously, than Martinez and Shaw, quicker than both of them. So I think he's got a higher ceiling than them. They're going to get caught out. They're not going to be able to defend 1-on-1 at times. They're not going to be able to push up with the play as well as he is, and to cover back as well as we need that player to do to kind of cover De Ligt, who I like De Ligt, and he's fairly quick, but he's not lightning and fast, is he? So to have Kakongi and Yoru, I believe, very quick defenders next to him, could help us massively get up the field and stay up the field as well. But out of possession, this is how it kind of lines up. These midfielders, and I'll have a play around with this, they will kind of drop in. If I can do it, like in here. These wing backs will drop back there. So, and then Sesko will drop here. So this is kind of how it defends. And in FM26 we're going to be able to have that option to show the out of possession. So this is kind of how it defends out of possession. In possession, it kind of plays like this. So we've got Fernandes and Bermo going forward. Dorgu's going to offer an option down there. Ugarte shifts over just slightly, and then Mazraoui sits in there. So that's how we attack. And I think the important thing with this is you're getting Fernandes higher up the pitch, and you're not having Fernandes sitting in here with Mazraoui. Although I do like Mazraoui, actually, so it might not be the greatest example of this, but Mazraoui being the one high up the pitch. And then I think this will create more options for us up front. These guys, I don't want any of these guys really to get ahead of the ball, so I want them to sit in, excuse me, and protect for the counter-attacks, build up the play, and just hopefully hold us in there so these front five can just create any sort of chaos. I would be tempted, actually, as well, to try that at times. So have that left wing back as Ahmad, and then you've got 5 players up front there who are brilliant at attacking, can create chaos, create your goals, create your chances, and I think we would beat a lot of teams with that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, how you would sort of do it. And this would probably be my preferred lineup, actually, with Man United. So you've got Sesko, Ahmad, Cunha, Fernandes and Bermo. Ugarte, Mazraoui, Kakonki, De Ligt, Yoro, and Lamens in goal. I think it's important we try Lamens. I haven't really seen a lot of him, so it's a bit of a guess. But Binde's okay, but he's never going to be more than okay. So I think it's worth giving Lamens a go. From what I hear, he's brilliant at claiming the crosses, which is going to be a big thing for us because we're not great at defending corners and crosses. But also, what this team gives you in Kakonki, De Ligt, Yoro, and Sesko are very good players in the air. Mazraoui's decent in the air as well. So I think you've got some good players who can attack corners. That could be a Casemiro instead of Ugarte, who's very good in the air. Against bigger teams, I think you would probably switch the lineup. Like you would have your Dorgu or Shaw in for Diallo. So you're a little bit more defensive at times, because I do like Amorim's tactic against the big teams, but it's when we're playing teams who aren't in the top six really, and that we should be beating, we're not getting the right players forward to affect the game. And what I'm seeing at the moment is we're shooting from too far out. We've got to get these players forward and get it into the box. Some nice, which is why I think it's important to have Ahmad in there when you're needing a goal. Play these nice little 1-2s around the box and get Sesko in, get Cunha and Fernandez in, get Burmo and Ahmad in. Because if you look at the stats, I think we are highest in XG so far this season, but we're actually lowest in shot conversion. So the problem is we're taking shots from outside of the box. I think it's something like a quarter of our shots are basically being taken from this block here, just outside the box, and we're obviously not scoring there. So we need to get it in the box better. We need to have this build-up play. We need to have these five being able to box that opposition in and sort of control them and keep them in there, keep the pressure on, block for the counter-attacks to allow these five to go and do the magic. And these are brilliant players. I mean, look at that. Most teams in this league, I think, would be delighted to have a front five of Sesko, Ahmad, Cunha, Bruno and Mbermo. It's just we're not using them properly, are we? And the problem is Amorim's going to end up getting the sack, isn't he, because of that, I think, personally. Hopefully he switches it up. Hopefully he starts to do something a little bit different. Hopefully he starts to get Bruno further forward. That is the most important thing. And maybe get one of these wing-backs in covering so that we're not completely exposed in the midfield. I don't know if you will. I'm a bit sceptical. I'll be interested to see. I'm recording this just before we play Sunderland today, and my brother and a lot of friends I've got are Sunderland fans, so God, I'm praying we beat them today. But thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you want the tactic. If you want me to continue with this save game to see how it does in the season, let me know. And please remember to like and subscribe.